Are you one of those people who just before you're about to go away, you don't have any SPF or any sun cream in the house, and you run to the shops, or just before you're about to go away, you go to duty free and you just pick up whatever's on the shelf? This video is for you because I want to make sure that you keep your skin nice and healthy and free from premature aging from the sun. So my name is Dr. Komulvardi and I'm the lead dentist and facial aesthetic practitioner at Avid Clinic, and we are based in West Wickham in London. So a lot of people often think that the higher the sun factor, the better they're protected. And in this video, I'm going to explain why that is absolutely incorrect. So there's a lot of different things that are needed to be considered when you are choosing what SPF or sun cream you're going to be using. The reason for that is because there's energy that we need from the sun, but there's also harmful rays that are emitted from the sun, which we don't want to expose ourselves to for long periods of time. So there's good things and there's bad things, and we need to know how much good we can get, how much bad we can get before it actually starts to have a negative impact on our skin and our health. So there's different rays which are emitted by the sun. There's UVA, which is called the aging ray. And the reason it's called that is because it ages the skin. And it's also the invisible ray, because what happens is the UVA ray hits your skin and it goes straight through the epidermis, which is the top layer of the skin, and it goes down to the dermis. And this is where you've got your good stuff. So you've got your collagen, your elastin, you've got all the cells which help to generate healthy cells. So if you've got the UVA ray going down to the dermal layer, it causes an influx of free radicals in the area. Free radicals cause destruction, they cause mutation of DNA, and if those cells that are in that area, if they get destroyed, then it means your collagen, your elastin is not going to be synthesized at its optimum, which means that your skin is not going to look as great. It's not going to look as supple and as healthy. So we want to make sure that when we're thinking about our SPF, it's got UVA protection as well. The other thing is that you can also get UVA rays from different things other than just the sun. So we get UVA rays from artificial light. It actually penetrates through clouds. So even on a cloudy day, you're still going to be getting UVA coming straight through onto the skin. It penetrates through clouds, it goes through the windows, it's from your phones, from your laptops, from your computer screens, artificial light at home. So we are getting UVA rays pretty much all the time. So we need to make sure that our skin is protected. And the reason it's called the invisible ray is, yes, we can't actually feel anything on the skin. You can't feel the pain, the burning, the blistering. And what happens because we can't feel it is you get cumulative damage over time. And I often see patients sort of at the later end of, they present with late stages of premature aging. So I'll start seeing that pigmentation, those fine lines, those wrinkles, the elastosis, or sort of change in the skin texture. And that's really a sign that a lot of damage has been done over the years, and only now is it presenting. And sorry, I'm like sitting down in my, I've got some pins and needles. I'm just going to tap off it a bit. So yeah, so you get the cumulative damage over the years. And where was I? So yeah, you get the cumulative damage over the years. So the other ray is UVB. So UVB is the ray that causes burning. And what needs to be said about UVB is that you need UVB. So you need to have exposure to UVB in order to produce vitamin D. And vitamin D, as many of you know, is called the sunshine hormone, is what keeps us nice and happy. We need it to regulate our calcium and phosphate in the blood, and it's what helps to keep our teeth and bones and muscles really nice and healthy. If we don't have good amounts of vitamin D, you can get bone problems like osteoporosis, you can get muscle weakness, you can get problems with your hair, you can get depression. it can lead to death. So vitamin D is fundamental, and we need UVB in order to get vitamin D. However, UVB also is known as the burning ray because it causes burning. So we need to make sure that we're not getting too much UVB, but we're getting enough to synthesize vitamin D. So when you're looking at the time of day that you want to be exposed, there's 3 things that you need to bear in mind. So the time of day is usually at midday, and that's when you're going to get a good quality of UVB rays. You want to make sure that your skin is unprotected, so you're not wearing any SPF. And I had a patient that asked me, so what, you don't put any SPF on your face? And that's an interesting question, because I would say protect your highest asset. So your face is your asset. It's going to be the one that you're going to invest the most into. And so when I go out in the sun, I would wear a protective barrier. So I'm wearing a cap, or I'm wearing a hat, I'm wearing sunglasses, so I'm protecting my face. And if I've sort of had my shower and everything, I'm also wearing SPF on my face, and I'm wearing, if I'm going out and I'm wearing makeup, then my makeup's got SPF in it as well. So my skin is fully protected on my face. However, the rest of your body, you want to expose as much as you can to the sun. And especially sort of if like around the world, if you're in the summer months, you want to make sure that more skin is exposed to the sun rays, so you can really make the most of producing that vitamin D. The darker your skin is, the more you need to stay out in the sun. And the reason for that is because you have these little cells, well, everyone has cells called melanocytes. And melanocytes they produce melanin, which is the pigment that you see in the skin. The darker your skin, the more melanin you have. And melanin is produced as a response to UVB, and it actually helps to protect you against UVB rays. So the darker you are, the more melanin you'll produce, the more protection you'll have against UVB. So you'll need to stay in the light for that much longer. So 20 to 30 minutes is long enough to get your recommended dose. However, if you're slightly darker, then you may need to stay in the sun a bit longer. So between 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes even up to an hour. So that's vitamin D, that's UVB. So that's why I said it is slightly confusing, and I completely understand. I was definitely one of those people that would just be, yes, just get the highest SPF. Doesn't matter that I've got brown skin, I still want to make sure that my skin's protected. I don't want it to burn, and I want to make sure, to be honest, I wasn't really that aware about facial aging, in terms of the sun, because I was uninformed. But now, because I'm in this environment, I know so much about facial aging, and especially that 90% of all facial aging is to do with environment and is to do with sun damage. You want to be protecting your skin as much as you can. So yes, it's confusing, and that's what this video is about. This group is called Skin Truths Unmasked, and that's what essentially I want to give you. I want to make sure that you understand and you make a smart decision about what you're using on your skin. So we spoke about factor briefly. So like I said, a lot of people think that the higher the factor, the more protected they are. However, when you've got a chemical sun cream, it's got a lot of chemicals in there which enable it to be a higher factor. So even if it's a higher factor, it doesn't necessarily, like say a factor 30 doesn't give you twice as much protection as a factor 15. However, it still contains a lot of chemicals in there which penetrate through the skin, go into the blood supply, and cause systemic problems in the body. And this will go through, for children especially, but also in adults. It penetrates through the skin and into the bloodstream. So especially when you're thinking about a sun cream for your kids, if you've got a higher SPF, it's going through. It's going through to their skin. So the factor relates to how long it takes for your skin to burn. So if your skin takes 10 minutes to burn, so it takes 10 minutes to go from its normal colour to sort of a pinky colour, then if you have a factor 15, it will take 10 times 15, which is 150. So it will take your sun is protected from burning for 150 minutes. So you don't have to apply anything for about 2.5 hours or reapply anything for 2.5 hours. Factor 15 to factor 20 is absolutely fine to be using on your skin. Absolutely fine, because it won't contain any of those extra chemicals that will then get reabsorbed into the skin and into the blood. What you also want to bear in mind with your SPF is that it reflects the light. It doesn't absorb the light, it actually acts as a light reflectant. And so look for an SPF which has titanium dioxide, which will reflect that light. You also want to make sure that your SPF is called broad spectrum. So it has broad spectrum somewhere on there. And the reason why is because it's going to be protecting you against UVA as well as UVB rays, because you want that protection from both. Because remember, UVA causes aging, UVB causes burning, so you want that protection from both of them to be able to ensure that you stay fully protected. The other thing is, like I mentioned before, that free radicals are generated. So when you're exposed to the sun, you get these free radicals, and what we do in order to mop up these free radicals is our body has antioxidants, and we have antioxidants in our skincare products and also in the SPF as well. So you'll find in SPFs that if they contain things like vitamin E and vitamin C, they're actually the antioxidants which are going to help to mop up all of those free radicals and enable you to get the benefit and the energy from the sun without actually having to have the damage that's caused by the sun. So if you're still confused, then drop me a message. If you want any help choosing a sun cream, drop me a message, because it's not just a straightforward, I mean, I can tell you which one I use and I'm very happy with my one, and that's the one that I would recommend all day, every day. However, if you're still sort of unsure about what you want to be using on your skin, then drop me a message, because this is a slightly, I wouldn't say difficult, but I think the narrative behind SPF has always been the higher the factor, the better you are protected. And unfortunately, that's just not the case, because what you'll find is sometimes that, like I said, the higher the factor, the more chemicals you're exposed to, the more carcinogens you're exposed to, the more free radicals you're exposed to, which means that you just need more and more antioxidants to mop up these free radicals. So anything in your body that's having to mop up these free radicals, it just means less and less nutrients are going to your skin where it's needed. So I really hope this was useful for you. And if you'd like me to talk about anything else, then just pop a message or a comment in the comment section below. And I'd love hearing your feedback.